The ticket was creased, faded around the edges, and damp from a night in her back pocket. But it was still valid. Route 87 to Ashford. Departing at 6:40 a.m., Platform 3. It was the last bus of the season, and it was the only way out. No one noticed her when she arrived at the station. That was the point. She had wrapped her scarf high around her neck, pulled a knit hat low over her brow. Her coat was too big, her suitcase too small. She carried herself like someone who hoped to be overlooked and almost was. Almost. A boy at the vending machine looked up as she passed, maybe 12. Freckles, wide eyes. He didn't smile, just stared at her like he knew something, like he recognized something. She looked away. There's a strange weight that comes with leaving a place for the last time, not just physically, emotionally. Your feet feel heavier, like they don't want to carry the rest of you forward, like some part of the earth is reaching for your ankles, whispering stayed. But she couldn't, not anymore. Her name was Cora, though no one had called her that in weeks. At the halfway home, she went by Miss K, a fake last name on a new driver's license. Witness protection doesn't offer new lives, it offers blank slates. And Cora had spent years trying to fill hers with anything but the past. But the past has claws. 3 weeks earlier, she got a letter. No name, no return address. Just 4 words written on a torn scrap of paper. He's out, he knows. She didn't sleep that night. She didn't eat the next day. She just packed. The authorities told her it was unlikely, that parole wasn't possible, that she was safe. But you don't survive someone like Raymond Delaney by trusting official statements. Cora knew what he was capable of. She had testified, stood in that courtroom and described the basement, the chains, the years she had to become someone else just to survive. He smiled at her the entire time, even when the judge read the sentence. 30 years. She made it 10 before the letter came. The bus driver called out her destination like it was any other. Ashford, 6:40, final boarding. She climbed aboard, choosing the last row, window seat. Old habit, always face the door, always know the exits. There were 5 other passengers. None of them looked dangerous, but then again, neither did he. That was the trick. Monsters don't come with name tags. They come with charm and small talk. At 7:15, the bus stopped in a small town she didn't recognize. The driver stepped off for a smoke. A couple disembarked. Someone new climbed aboard. Tall, worn leather jacket, sunglasses despite the rain. He walked slowly, like he was scanning faces. She felt the blood drain from her fingertips. It wasn't him, but it could have been. Cora realized she couldn't live like this. She could run to every corner of the map, change her name 100 times, but as long as he was breathing, she would never stop looking over her shoulder. By the time the bus rolled into Ashford, the sky had opened. Rain like nails on the roof. Her new address was a women's shelter tucked behind a church. Temporary, she was told, just until something better opened up. She didn't unpack. She sat on the edge of the cot and held the bus ticket like it was a photograph of another version of her life. A version where he never existed, where she never had to hide, where she never had to burn her own history just to stay alive. That night, she dreamt of fire, of hands reaching through smoke, of voices telling her to stop running. She woke before dawn and made a decision. The next morning, she returned to the station. She had sold the ring he gave her a year ago, before the trial. worth barely $200, but it bought her a burner phone, a train pass, and a black umbrella. She sat on a bench in the terminal and waited. At exactly 8 a.m., a man sat beside her. His name was Liam, former detective, retired but still connected, as he put it. She had called him using the emergency contact from her, Witsec Piketa number she was told to only use if she felt truly endangered. "I'm tired," she told him. "Tired of running, tired of hiding. I want him to disappear for real." Liam didn't flinch. He just nodded and asked for the letter. He read it twice, then folded it neatly and put it in his coat. "Do you want to know where he is?" he asked. Cora hesitated, then shook her head. "I want him to know where I am," she said, "and I want him to be afraid of what happens if he comes near me again." There's a line some survivors walk between fear and fury, between silence and justice. Cora had lived on the edge of that line for a decade. But her last bus ticket didn't just take her to another safe house. It brought her to the end of fear. Liam made some calls, quietly. Cora never asked for the details. All she knows is that a week later, she got another letter. Same torn paper, different words. "We won't meet again." No signature, no threats. It's just that. She burned that letter herself. Years passed. Cora eventually opened a bookstore in Ashford. Small, tidy. She named it Last Stop Books. Locals thought it was a cute nod to travel. Only she knew the truth. Every time someone walked through the door, she met them with a smile. Not because she trusted them, but because she no longer feared them. And that old bus ticket, she framed it, hung it behind the register. A reminder of who she was, of who she became, and of the day she stopped running